Okay, welcome to basically this series of videos where I'm going to be trying to teach very beginners to learn my strategy and just trading in general. Um, this video is going to be very simple, like basics. So if you already understand the basics, like if you already understand all this in the text box, then you can probably go on to the next video. But for right now, we're going to start with this. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do if you're brand new to trading is go into the web or go on your phone and search up TradingView. Once you either download this or get the website, you should just log in with whatever email you're comfortable with. This is completely free for what you need to start. And then once you log in, you're going to be looking for NASDAQ US Tech 100 Cash. This is what we look at the market on when we first start to trade, because we don't have premium, so we can't look at the actual thing that we'll be trading on. But this is what we're looking for. We always trade the NASDAQ. There are two reasons for that. It has the most volatility, and it is where our strategy takes place. So that's why we use NASDAQ over the S&P 500 or Dow Jones, because this one has the most volatility. So let's start with candlesticks. Okay, each of these things, right? We see, okay, what does this look like? This long rectangle, this is called a candlestick, right? We call it a candlestick because a lot of these, or probably like all of them for the most part, have candle wicks. Wicks. We call these things that are not full wicks, right? So we have wicks coming off of each of these, right? So that we call the body the candle, and then we call each of these little things the wick. It's like a snail trail of where market went. Okay, so if market came... Also, what we need to understand is these candles start at where the last candle began or ended, right? So this candle ended up here, right? So then it starts right here. So then if it goes down, this candle will turn gray, showing that it's a candle going down. But if this candle goes up from where it started, then the candle will show that it's a white candle, showing it's a positive candle, right? So what do we have? We have this one right here, positive candle, right? And then we have a negative candle because it goes below where we ended on that one, right? And then we have another positive candle, right, going all the way up, and it's white because it goes above where it started, right? It started down here, and so on and so forth. Basically, the candles just connect to each other, right? So when we're looking at these charts, we need to not just see a bunch of candles going like this, right? We need to understand how they're moving together, right? So you need to look at them as a group and not just one single candle, right? So if that makes sense, right? Each candle, this is called a candle. The candle body is where the candle actually closes. So the wicks, okay, so like you see this little wick right here on this gray one, right? That doesn't mean it closes up there, right? Or sorry, this little wick down here, that doesn't mean it closes down here. The body is where the candle closes, and I'll explain that real quick. So we have time frames, right? So right now, each of these are equal to 1 minute, right? So it took 1 minute to create this candle, right? 1 minute to create this candle, 1 minute to create this candle, right? But we can switch it and change it to where this one would be 5 minute. This one would be worth 5 minutes, right? So you can kind of consolidate the graph, and different strategies use different time frames, is what we call them, to show confluences, right? So this candle right here, is equal to 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. But I can change this to each of them being equal to 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and it'll make the charts look different. Right, so as we can see here, right, in this top right or top left, you can see all the time frames, right? So if I change it to 5 minute, right, it kind of changes what the chart looks like, because now each one of these is worth 5 of what one of these was, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was put all into one candle in the 5 minute. And you'll hear a lot of people say this: higher time frames hold higher power, right? So if we see stuff on the 4 hour that's important, it'll mean more than stuff on the 1 minute that's important, if that makes sense. Because you have to remember, the markets are a long-term game, and so these banks, they want to use the markets for long term. So the higher the time frame, the more easy it'll be to predict the market, right? Okay, now, if that doesn't make sense, if any of that doesn't make any sense, just message me. I can try to explain it, or send you a video on Snap or something like that. Okay, and then now for tools, right? So our most important tools, right? We need this drawing thing, right? So I'm going to show you how to do this. So the most important thing, so if you click on this and you click the over button, you can go down to this horizontal ray and click the star, right? That'll make it pop up on this, so it's easier to access, right? So the horizontal ray, we also want the vertical ray. I don't know why I didn't have that one selected. And then other stuff that we're looking for, we want this. We want long position and short position, so that we're able to mark out our trades and positions as we're trading and do it quickly. And then we would like the brush, so you could just click over, click the brush, and we would also like the rectangle. Now the rectangle is probably one of the most important ones as you're first trading, because it's going to help teach you fair value gaps, right? So I want you to draw out this rectangle once you have it selected, and click settings, and then you can do whatever colors you would like, but I need you to select a middle line, right? We're going to use this for equilibrium later on. So once you select this, then you should be all good. Those are mostly, for the most part, all the tools that you're going to need for this. There's not really that much other stuff that you can use. Just make sure you're on the correct NASDAQ. Candlesticks and time frames are super easy, right? It doesn't show here, but if we go to like okay, yeah, so you see how this has a timer counting down? So, right, we're on the 1 minute, so this timer is counting down how long this candle lasts, right? And here, maybe I can show you it creating a wick, right? You see how it came down, but then it came back up a little bit, and now there's a wick, right? So it came down, came back up, it's coming down, came back up, there's a little wick. Okay, yeah, see there's a wick right there? That's how wicks are created, if that makes sense. So, that's basically all for this video. I'm going to continue on into probably fair value gaps, or maybe something simpler like equilibrium for the next video. Yeah, message me if you have any questions, but that's all for this video.